16 largest funerals in history. 16. Diana, Princess of Wales, 1997. Over 1 million. A 4-mile procession followed the princess's coffin. 2.5 billion people watched the ceremony on TV. This made it one of the most televised events in history. 15. Mahatma Gandhi, Indian political and spiritual leader, 1948. 1 to 2 million. Gandhi's body was placed in a mansion. Anyone could come there to pay homage. The procession route was 5 miles long. The farewell ceremony lasted over 5 hours. 14. Arthur Wellesley, 1st Duke of Wellington, 1852. 1.5 million. Wellesley's funeral was the largest in 19th century Britain. A 22,000-pound bronze funeral car was built for the event. 2 women were crushed to death in the huge crowd. 13. Jawaharlal Nehru, Prime Minister of India, 1964. 1.5 million. The procession was 6 miles long. About 100,000 people caused a stampede. 4 people died while trying to break through police lines. 12. Chung-hee, President of South Korea, 1979. 2 million. After Park's death, a week of mourning was announced. A third of the country spent the week burning incense. The procession through Seoul lasted 6 hours. 11. Jor Rahman, President of Bangladesh, 1981. Over 2 million. Some of Rahman's supporters fought against the procession. One group tried to carry his coffin away. At least one person was crushed to death by the crowd. 10. Hugo Chavez, President of Venezuela, 2013. 2 to 3 million. Chavez was placed in an open coffin. Anyone could come to look and pay respect. Many waited for up to 26 hours for the opportunity. 9. Victor Hugo, French writer, 1885. 2 to 3 million. The government prepared for huge crowds in advance. The writer's coffin was placed on an 80-foot platform. Millions joined the 5-mile-long procession. It exceeded Paris' entire population at the time. It was one of the largest parades France has ever held. 8. Akbar Hashemi Rafsanjani, President of Iran, 2017. 2.5 million. The president's body lay in state for 2 days. Thousands queuing on the final day were turned away. 7. Eva Perón, First Lady of Argentina, 1952. 3 million. Evita, who died at only 33, was much loved by the nation. A month of national mourning was announced. Her casket was put on display for 2 weeks. People waited up to 15 hours to pay their respects. 6. Ayrton Senna, Formula One World Champion, 1994. Over 3 million. Around 1 million people met the hearse at the airport. The mourners formed a 3-mile-long line. At least 100 million people watched the funeral on TV. 5. Kulthum, Egyptian singer, 1975. 4 million. Kulthum's funeral procession lasted over 3 hours. The traffic was backed up for 2 hours. The mourners rested the casket from the bearer's shoulders. 4. Pope John Paul II, 2005. 4 million. The funeral almost doubled the population of Rome. Around 2 billion watched the ceremony around the world. 3. Gamal Abdel Nasser, President of Egypt, 1970. 5 million. Many fought against the police, trying to touch the coffin. In the crush, 46 people were killed and 80 injured. 2. Ruhollah Khomeini, Supreme Leader of Iran, 1989. 6 million. Almost all of Tehran's population attended the funeral. Some estimates put the number at 10 million. At one point, the mourners grabbed Khomeini's coffin. It entirely stopped the 10-hour-long procession. A helicopter was called in to retrieve the casket. Some people clung to the helicopter as it tried to take off. 1. Kanjivaram Natarajan Annadurai, Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, 1969. 15 million. Annadurai's funeral holds the world record for the largest funeral. The city couldn't provide sufficient transportation. Many people ended up riding on top of the trains. 28 died when the train crossed a roofed bridge. Chennai was essentially destroyed by the crowds.